then God watched Star Wars, and he saw that it was good. And God watched The Dark Knight, and he saw that it was good. But then God saw Flywheel, and he saw that it was amazing! Time for VeggieTales! Hello, Internet! Welcome to Christian Film Theory, the show that ingests the inspired and inerrant word of Hollywood and then regurgitates it back to you. So I've been re-watching all those artistic masterpieces that are the Sherwood films, and I gotta say, it seems a little odd to me how they're all pretty closely related. But let me step back a little bit in case you don't know what Sherwood Pictures is. Alex and Stephen Kendrick, the creators of Sherwood Pictures, started their movie careers when they realized that cinema has become more personally influential than churches and sermons. They wanted to find a way to give their sermons a wider reach, so they filmed movies and released them to the world, garnering a hefty $37,000 on their first film and a total of $151 million on the next four. But what I am here to propose to you today is that there is an ulterior motive to the Sherwood Pictures films. And no, it isn't money or fame. It's still a message, just maybe not the message that you think it is. I think all the Sherwood Pictures films exist in the same reality and the same timeline. And all the haters are already screaming,
"Oh, Dan, you're taking this too far. They're barely even real movies."
But you, my friend, are ignorant and do not understand the intentionality and thought that they put into every single frame of these movies. To start, we're going to have to establish first that all the movies exist in the same reality, which is actually a lot easier than you might think. First, we have the obvious example of Coney bombs. We see them first here in Flywheel, a cute little cereal reference and just a prop that they needed to know. Look harder. We see it in Flywheel, and then we see it here in Fireproof, and then we see it here in War Room. The same prop used in every single one of these movies. But it doesn't stop there. We also see the wrath of God, a hot sauce that is seen in both Fireproof and War Room. These are two kitchen items that are not to be found in our world. You know, it wouldn't be anything special if Mountain Dew showed up in both films, then it would just be product placement. But these are items made for this fictional world of Sherwood films. The brothers Kendrick are trying to show us subtly that they are all connected. But here's where the real mystery kicks in, because there are so many questions that are left unanswered, such as, why are they always in Albany? Why are there so many references to the past films? And why is the main character almost always Alex Kendrick, even though he isn't an actor? Well, I believe that those three questions are the key to unlocking the true story that those masterminded storytellers have to tell. I propose today that Alex Kendrick acts the same man in all 5 of the Sherwood Pictures films. And the true story of this intertwined series is all about him. A story that I like to call the tragedy of Jay Austen. Let's start at the beginning when we first meet Jay Austen, a local used car salesman who dishonestly overcharges his customers and mistreats his family. He becomes convicted after seeing a sermon on TV and decides to change his life, being honest with his customers and receiving God's blessing in the process. Nice message. Honesty is good. God takes care of his people. Spend time with your kids. Good, all good. But something really weird happens right here towards the end. Right here. He's walking away with his son, about to drive off into the sunset in his fancy old car with the flywheel all fixed, when he puts on this hat. the same hat that Grant Taylor wears in the next movie, Facing the Giants. Why would he be wearing the exact same hat? Did Grant Taylor from Facing the Giants come and steal Jay Austen's hat? No! Grant Taylor is Jay Austen. It's so obvious. The character of Jay is completely narcissistic. He only cares about himself, but he gets convicted. He feels like he should treat the people around him better, and his narcissism breaks away. He becomes a kinder man. But his ego is all that he has. So what happens when you take the core of what a man is and break it away? Bad things. Bad things happen. I think that Jay bit off a little more than he could chew here. His personality hates commitment, and he just gained a whole lot of it. All that and the fact that his wife had another child, and that's something that Mr. Austen couldn't handle. I think that all this new pressure he had broke Jay. He had to find a way to get out of what he had just put himself into. I can't say for certain what he did to his family, but I would wager that it wasn't too honest. Or maybe you could say that it was honest. Honest about his true self. But after he left Judy and Todd, he became convicted again. He needed another family, one with less commitment, but still companionship. And this is where we find him in Facing the Giants. He is now a football coach for a local Christian high school and is married to his wife, Brooke Taylor. But if you look closely, you might notice that you've seen Brooke before. That's because she was in Flywheel. She was one of the customers that Jay returned money to, named Miss Gardner. Perhaps this $1,500 that Jay paid her wasn't to pay her back for ripping her off, but was hush money. Money he paid her to run away with him and marry him and to never tell anyone about the family he abandoned. Except for Bernie, apparently he was in on it. And like a fool, she took the bait. You could see elements from the first movie everywhere, including but not limited to J. Austen Motors license plates. Unfortunately, by the end of this movie, Brooke too has a child. The exact thing that drove Jay mad in the first movie, and I can only expect that the result was similar. After this, Jay had to lay low for a while. The next movie, Fireproof, focuses not on him, but on Caleb Holt. We don't see Jay at all in this movie, but what? Wait a minute. Who's that behind Caleb in the truck? And who's that driving by the firehouse? And he's the pastor! What's going on? Why is Jay stalking Caleb? What kind of sinister plan does this psychopath have in mind for this man and his family? I don't know, but we can see Jay stalking Caleb in both Fireproof and their next movie, Courageous. From watching him on TV to officiating the renewal of his vows. In Courageous, Jay is now a police officer. Look at the power. He can cover up any of his previous criminal acts. He keeps gaining more and more influence. First, he's a used car salesman, then he's a football coach, then a pastor, then a policeman. It seems like he's just trying to become more and more powerful. But for what? What's his next move? Well, we see him in the next movie, War Room. He's just a side character, not very important to the story, but look at where he is. He's the top executive at $1 million company. How did he get up there? What plan does he have? Is he going to use his money to corrupt the government and gain control? Perhaps the Kendrick brothers know of someone with a plan to do this. They know about him, but they aren't able to tell us directly. They're trying to warn us. That's the message! But who are they warning us of? And are we already too late? We can only hope that they reveal all in that big finale that they've been building up to for so long. But hey, that's just a theory. A Christian film theory. And snip.